everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a couple days since I've done any updates on here. I just want to bring you up to speed on what's been going on. This week has been topsy-turvy. I did vent out about what was going on this week in the previous vlog, so feel free to watch that video if you want. I did start a new journal today, Believe, Dream, Shine. It's dated today's date, February 6th. And I did decorate some of the pages in here. I did an entry for today. But I'm going to do a heck of a lot of writing in this one. So this is like that thick. It's going to be thicker once it's all done because it's going to be completely decorated. And I've mainly vented out about work in here. I touch base on things that have been going on recently. So I want to move onto that. And so here goes. Yesterday was a pretty good day. I worked yesterday and I worked Wednesday. So both were very good days and I'm happy about that. They were kind of slow, but you know what? That's okay. It's winter. People don't want to go out in the cold weather. We're in the middle of a cold snap these days. So I get it. I understand. Also yesterday on my way home, my car wouldn't start after I got up from work. So I went out of work, I crossed the parking lot to my car, and as soon as I put the key in the ignition, turned it, it wouldn't start. Turns out it was a battery. So I had to call my mother to pick me up. And I was kind of panicked because I don't want to be left stranded in a parking lot after work with a dead car battery in the car on one of the coldest nights of the year. Who wants that? So I was kind of irked out about that, and I was kind of like annoyed, shaken up about it, upset, and understandably so. And it took, because I live about a half hour away from work, so it took my mother to come to me within a half hour, and she came to pick me up. We stayed up late till about midnight because I got home like 11:20, 11:25. Usually I come home around 10:30ish on the nights that I work, because I go from 1:45 to right 10:15, depending upon if there are people in the store. So I get home between 10:30ish and 10:45ish, somewhere around there. Last night, of course, it was a different story, and I'm glad that I wasn't actually stuck. So this morning, my parents and I drove back to the parking lot where I work, and I had to call AAA to have it jump started. Or initially they said they were gonna come at around 11:37. So I got to the parking lot like 10:30ish, a little bit before that maybe, and I'm thinking, wow, over an hour? I'm like, well, okay, might as well pop into one of the stores and look around. And so that's what I did until I got the phone call right around 10:40, 10:45 that the guy from AAA was there to jump start my car. So I was on the phone with him. I told him, well, I'm heading down to the car right now. I'm in one of the stores and what have you. So he jump started it. I had to get a new battery from the place I always go to on the mountain. And they were able to take care of that. It took a little longer than I personally anticipated, but that's because they were busy with other people and all this other stuff. I came home finally right around noon, and I'm glad I got that taken care of, because the last time I had to get a new battery, It was about a good 5 years ago. It was like the last week of February, about 5 years ago. And this was during the pandemic. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Not that that matters. So the rest of the day was okay. Um, I did the laundry. I got all that out of the way. I decorated part of his journal like I had mentioned. Yeah, I didn't really do all that much in terms of like busy work. I originally had plans to do other things. I originally had plans to upload some items to sell on eBay and some books to be sold. I'm gonna have to mull that over until Tuesday because that's when my next day off is. And I'm just gonna have more time to do stuff on Tuesday. So there's a website that I sometimes go to sell books. It's called sellbackyourbooks.com, and I've discovered it oh maybe 3 years ago or so. You plug in um the UPC number of the book, and it'll give you a price, if any. Sometimes it'll give you a price on a book, sometimes it won't. It's hit or miss. But I like using that website, and I have a lot of books that I recently got from my ex-boyfriend, and he's not gonna ask for them back. I know this already. So I'm gonna try to sell them, and whatever doesn't sell, I'm just gonna take over to Goodwill and just get rid of them there. Because I have other things that need to go to Goodwill on Tuesday. So my mother, she was cleaning up in the downstairs room and packed two large black garbage bags filled with old clothes. And she said for me to take the over to Goodwill. I'll do that Tuesday. And there's another bag that I personally packed that will go to Plato's Closet. So for those of you who don't know what Plato's Closet is, let me just briefly explain. It's a consignment store of clothes, belts, shoes, purses, jewelry, things like that. Um, and you could take your clothes over to them to sell your clothes. Now, the only downside of that is they don't take all the stuff you bring in. It's hit or miss with them, but that's okay. And as a matter of fact, I was there just recently, and I made like a little over $11 that um that I was able to take home with me. I don't know how much I'm gonna be making on Tuesday when it comes to Plato's Closet, but whatever it will be. And cleaning, I'm probably gonna do the cleaning maybe next Friday. I'm due for it because it's been a couple weeks. It's been like 2.5 weeks since I cleaned. I might even do that Tuesday, or I might wait until Friday. I don't know. So I'm back at work tomorrow. Up until Tuesday. It's gonna be like really cold though, because we're in the middle of a cold snap, like I mentioned. And for those of you who don't know, I live in Northeast PA. Pennsylvania is a beautiful state. I love Pennsylvania. I grew up here. I grew up in this area. I'm not liking the winter. I mean, I'm not. When I was younger, winter didn't really bother me. But now that I'm older, I'm 45 years old. I don't really like winter all that much. I could live without it. But what are you gonna do? It is what it is. So when it comes to um the cold snap, tomorrow is gonna be like 8 degrees. Sunday's supposed to be 14. Needless to say, I'm not looking forward to any of that. On like the cold days, I dress up in layers. Even though I'm inside, I work in retail, so and I'm by the registers, and when the doors open and close, they bring in the cold air every time those doors open. So I have to dress in layers, and I'm not looking forward to tomorrow or Sunday because it's gonna be really cold. And the last time it was this cold was actually last January. We were in the middle of a cold snap last January. I looked up our local news station's website, and they said that it hasn't been this cold since the winter of 1995, 1996. So we're talking about 30 years ago. This was when I was in high school. I was in ninth grade in high school at this time. And I remember we got a lot of snow. We ended up getting the blizzard of 96. That I remember, and it was in the middle of January. And we got snowstorms after that point, too. In terms of the Arctic air, I don't remember that. Maybe. I asked my mother about that this afternoon. She said she didn't remember that either because she wasn't working at the time and she stayed inside a lot, so she didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to it. I don't know, maybe I was just too young to care. I mean, I was a teenager at the time, so we're talking about a good 30 years ago. I was a teenager at the time, and like I said, maybe it was just too young to care about that. So that's my vlog for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next vlog. I'm thinking I'm gonna upload a vlog Sunday night, and I'm in better spirits today, as you can tell. We'll see how the weekend goes. Bye, guys!